Robert Redford has come a long, long way since the days he slept rough on the French Riviera as a young man struggling to make it as a painter. The actor-director, who's 74, is also the founder of the Sundance television channel. He was in Cannes for the MIPCOM Audiovisual Entertainment Fair to promote the international ambitions of the network, which launched outside the United States last year. After a misspent youth, Redford spent a year in France when he was 18, and the first time he visited the Mediterranean resort, he slept under the pier opposite the luxurious Carlton Hotel. Speaking to Euronews from the more plush interior, the Oscar-winning director revealed why the country holds a special place in his heart.
You asked too much. Robert Redford.
Okay. And what made you choose France to launch Sundance internationally?
It had a personal part to it. I really began my career as an artist here. And because when I was a kid, I would draw, but I was made to feel like that wasn't important, so I never felt serious about it. But it was always something that made me comfortable. I went through a difficult childhood and had created trouble and was in trouble and so forth, and I was kicked out of school, and that was okay with me, because what I really wanted was to go to another place. And I wanted to go to a place that I felt had some history and had a sense of community with artists, and that was France, Paris.
You started off the Sundance Festival originally, I think in the 80s, as a means of giving something back to the industry, which has been so good to you. What were your reasons behind starting the TV channel?
The TV channel? The TV channel came as a result of two other steps that began with what I call the Sundance Labs. In 1980, I was fortunate enough to have had some success in film. And I thought, well, I was at a junction in my life where I could either just continue making the films like the ones I've been making, or take a pause and think about maybe putting something back that would be of value to the industry that had been so good to me. Because I think my nature has always been to be more independent, I was going to try to create something that would carry that forward and maybe bring some value to the industry. The concept is create new opportunities for new artists to have a place to develop and grow, and the result of that will hopefully create new audiences for those artists. And if you do that, you're helping create a new category that will only help the business. I mean, look at it in the general way.
How do you think your experiences could inspire others, young filmmakers today?
Well, I think probably my experience, through independence. I mean, I've been pretty independent my whole life, and that's just the way it is. And I've wanted to remain independent, but not so independent you're outside the world, you know. Because finally you're in a business where whatever you do, you have to entertain. That's the fundamental job, you have to entertain. But can you entertain in a different way? Can you entertain in a way that is different enough where people hadn't seen something before? You bring a new approach or a new inspiration to it. So I guess the best thing I could offer would be an example of my own work or my own life or creating Sundance. Beyond that, I don't know what else I could offer other than an example. And look, independence is not going to be for everybody. It's a very difficult role to play in a world that's controlled by corporations, because corporations have a very strong formula for money and a return on their investment and all that. So sometimes experimentation or independence is seen in a negative way. It's too risky. So therefore you're going to have a struggle.
Are you still actively involved in mentoring young filmmakers now?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, Sundance, the whole point of everything was starting this lab program where you would have it would be about development. So development is still in place, and now more and more filmmakers have come through our labs. Quentin Tarantino, Darren Aronofsky, Wes Anderson, P.T. Anderson, some of the actors who are here today, Elizabeth Moss, John Hamm. Those are all people who came through our lab at one point or another, either as actors or new directors or new writers. And so it gives me great pleasure to see that these people have gone on and benefited from our process to enter the mainstream.
Okay.
But they're also very independent.
Sure. And for yourself, do you see yourself now more as an artist or as a businessman? Are you planning to
Not
get
a
back?
businessman.
No?
Not a businessman. I don't. It's like the word brand.
Yeah.
The word brand, when somebody says, boy, you have a great brand, it made me nervous, made me uncomfortable. Because for me, the word brand was what you stamped on cattle. And I didn't respond to that word, you know, I didn't think of that. I understand it, but it felt strange to me to hear that word. Business has always been not the most comfortable place for me because I think more as an artist. So I will continue to be the artist and trust that the people I'm in association with are good business people.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Cool.
Thank you for joining us on
You're
Euronews.
welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.